Hello, everyone. My name is Anthony Gatto, and today I'm going to be presenting to you the risks of sports gambling. And PSA, sorry if my uh, screen isn't that visible. I'm trying my best. This is the only spot that I kind of really have to do this. So, yeah, let's get right into it. So, first of all, I want to give a preview of the speech and some of the stuff that I'm going to be talking about. Um, and my credibility as someone that has sports betted before and has gotten into the industry with this. I aim to shed some light on the boundaries and some of the risks that you could take with this. The main key is whether you're not a sports bettor or you are, or you want to get into it. I'm going to tell you the risks and the decisions that come with that, because there are a lot of risks and there's a lot of failure that comes with it, and I'm going to get into all of it. Um, we're going to be getting into various risks associated with sports gambling, from financial loss to addiction, and explore why it's essential to approach each activity with caution. Also, what is sports gambling? Well, what it is it's a thing that you could do. You could bet on certain players, teams, aspects of the game, and a whole lot of other things. Um, but the main key thing that I wanted to get into is, this is a big one, and it really hurt me, is financial consequences. And I have a personal story. I lost a lot of money, and it was thousands of dollars. And this was about last year when I started on an app called Prize Picks. It's an app where you can do player props basically, and I lost thousands. I tried everything. I paid people to try to give me insight on how to win, and it never works. It just never works. So don't fall into that trap of, oh, maybe I should go with this. If you see this on an ad, do not do that. Those are scams. Do not do that. If you're going to get into it, get into it with, say, a sports bookie. If you really want to get into it and try to win money, sports bookies are the way to do it. That's the way you win correctly. Um, there's a lot of debt accumulation that can be taken away from this. How people can go into major debt is they keep just doing it, and they keep doing it over and over again. Like, say someone has like a $5 bet, that'll keep increasing. Maybe the next time they'll put in 10, 15, 20, 25, and they keep losing. It's a pattern. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 step pattern, which can be bad. Um, and I've known some personal stories of this for people that have done it, and it's borrowing money from family members, which is very, very sad in my opinion. Um, People do this all the time. They try to borrow their money from family. Like, say, for example, I wanted to borrow money from my mom to go bet. That's what some people that I know that have done. It's very sad. It can lead to a lot of risks with family and family trauma, and it's just something that you should try to stick away from if you're going to bet. If you're going to bet, have your own money with you. Do not use anyone else's or your family's. Earn your money and lose it if you want, but just know that comes with consequences if you lose. A story that I wanted to get into was this 37-year-old. His name is Delaney. He was in an ad by, or not an ad, a newsletter from the New York Times, that he said, I stay away from it all. And that's because he was a trucker, and he lost a bunch of money with this. His story was very, very, very sad. He almost lost his job due to this. That's really what this can do, is losing your job can really, really hurt with this. Um, Now I wanted to get into the emotional impact on gambling. This can have to do with stress and anxiety, and it could create that over time if you keep trying to bet. So let me dive into that a little bit. The stress and anxiety can bend from this. So say if you're like, oh, I need to win this bet, I'm not going to get money. Oh, I'm not going to do this. You're just wasting money. That's the main thing. That's where the stress comes. Winning is the wanting to win in it. That's why most people that are gamblers, 75%, according to a study that I found from at New York Times as well, have stress and anxiety when it comes to gambling. And that's very sad to see, because that we just do not want that at all. That is very, very sad to see. Um, Another thing I wanted to get into is how it can also cause depression for people. And yes, it can happen. I know people that have gotten really that get really sad about gambling, and it sends them into depression. It sent me into a little bit of depression when I lost, because you lose a lot of money, and it starts weighing on you, because money can really affect with your mind. And I think that with gambling, that can also really affect your mind. And another thing, that this is one thing I want to get into as well, is betting can cause a lot of anger. And what I mean by that is, a lot of people get mad that they lose. There's a lot of assault cases related to betting, because people take it too seriously, because this is their job, and people lose money. It's a risk reward type business, I think. So that's one thing that keep away from, is the anger with this. If you're going to get into it, do not get angry. It's just a game. Set limits, set times, make sure you set limits. That's the main thing you need to do if you're going to get into sports betting. Now this right here, this is from medicalnews.com. They put it as this: for many people, gambling is harmless fun, but it can become a problem. This type of compulsive behavior is often called problem gambling. And so what that basically says is, if you have fun and it's harmless, it's fine. But if you get caught up with problems, it can become impulsive. And you want to have fun gambling, not problem gambling. That is basically what that's saying. And I think that website goes into a lot of good detail about how to have fun while gambling and how to set limits. So if you want to, I left the link in here. I could leave it in my discussion board for you guys to go check out. It's a very interesting website, I think. On to the last one, the last big point that I want to talk about is social ramifications around sports betting. People usually that sports bet are lonely. They feel isolated, so they want to have something that can really back it up. And it's sad to see that. It really is. It's really sad to see people getting lonely. And with my personal story on that is, there has been some times that I've gotten lonely, and I've really put money into sports betting, and I think it's not the way you want to go about it. It really isn't. And spending excessive time gambling, that's how that leads to loneliness, because if you put that first, it's going to really affect a lot of time. Job, family, friends. It can affect the whole realm of the issues. Now, neglecting social networking and social obligations, like talking to people, that is what I was getting into. It can really affect that if you have a problem and it's affecting that. You got to get away from gambling. That's one thing that is just you have to get away. Legal issues around gambling. There's been a lot of people that have gotten arrested over the years from gambling. That have been. I can't name names because I know a lot of people personally that have gotten arrested because of this, but it can be a very long line of people that. It can be a very, very long line of people that get arrested for certain type of things with gambling, which is sad. It's very sad to see. Some things are just very sad, and this is one of them that can happen. So here's some of the big two sports gambling sites: Prize Picks and DraftKings. Two very, very, very top market sports gambling sites that people get addicted to these. And what I've explained over time, these are the two apps that lead it, basically. I personally believe that these are the two apps that really embed it. So Prize Picks and DraftKings, what are they? They're the two similar. They're basically player props. Give an example. Steph Curry, over under 10 points. Well, not 10 points. Let's go more than that. But over under like 25 points in a game. So you pick over that, you pick under that. That's basically how these apps work. If that has more of a description, I could even dissect a little more. So passing yards for Joe Burrow. He's a quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals. Say he gets over 250 and he only got 230. Oh, I lost my bet. That's how crazy this can get. People can really take that stuff seriously, and that's how it leads to anger and all those problems. Now, in conclusion, my personal thoughts on sports betting is it can be good or bad, but you need to make sure that you have a stable limitation for yourself if you decide to get into it, because it can really affect you if you don't take action. My thoughts on if you guys should do it are go ahead, be the person you want, but know the ramifications, know your limits. Don't take money from family. Know get with the right people. If you're going to do it, get with a sports bookie because those people know what they're doing. Sports bookies are basically people that can help you bet and they know like the right routes to go, and some of them actually can take care of people sometimes. I know some sports bookies that want people to not like waste money, but some of them are scammers and some of them will take money. So yeah, that's the two things that you need to make sure that you take care of. And with that, everyone, I just want to say thank you. Here's my works cited slide, and yeah, thank you, everyone.